Jimmie Ward's role will change in 2020. Agree or disagree? Leo.
Disagree. It's going to stay the same. He may end up blitzing more and coming off the edge. I don't know if you consider that a role change, but he's still going to be the high safety most of the time. From what it sounds, they may be more aggressive in their secondary. We may see more man, and we may see more blitzes from the safeties because it is not the same. It's not Joe Woods from last season. So I believe he's going to be the high safety, but his role is not changing at all. He's too small. He has injury history. He's a great hitter, but you don't want a guy who has injury history playing close to the line, playing in the box all the time. So he's going to be the high safety.
Disagree, because he took on actually a multi-role last year in terms of being that versatile safety that him and Tarts are, and that's actually what Salah always says why the moment Ward or even Tart, either of them were out, like it kind of looked different because they weren't able to have one of them drop into the box last minute, have one of them drop into coverage last minute because of so much shifting, that they play a lot of chess with that coverage and disguising. I mean, with Ward, you can interchange him. So that he already had a multi-role. I'm not sure how much you can take on him. Maybe just making him more of the slot corner, which would be strange because you already have players there. But I guess that's something you can do because behind K'Wan Williams, if something ever happens to him or whatever type of set they believe in, but I think no, they just keep doing what they do, what they see fit. Enough changing them around, and that's something Ward kept hammering the table the lead up to the Super Bowl. To many of the media, when I was hearing him, they're saying like, "Oh, I just see what happens once you put me into safety. All of a sudden, I excel versus like doing all this stuff." So now he's in a natural position. Ludicrous, I mean, I know he doesn't have the stats and something like that, but what do you need the stats for when he's in the coverage and he's already doing his job and doing what sufficiently enough? I know it doesn't generate that, but still, the stats aren't everything. The same thing with Bosa. We know he has 8 sacks, but at least he's generating the pressures and doing the grunt of the job.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with this. And I know that Ward just had his press conference where he said that he signed his contract to be a free safety. And I just don't think it's going to be as simple as him just playing the single high position. Salah loves his versatility. And I think something that's important to look here is Javarius Moore played great in the Super Bowl. They're going to try to get him additional opportunities playing that single high safety spot. And with Jaquiski Tartt being a free agent next year, I think Ward is everybody's concerned about his durability, not being able to make it over the course of his. He couldn't even do it at free safety. I'm playing the free safety spot and playing in the slot cornerback position. He couldn't go play for 16 games. So playing closer to the box, like you guys are talking about, it's not going to bode well for his sake of health. But I feel like you got to get Travarius Moore more opportunities, and knowing that Tartt could leave next year, Ward seems like a viable option there. Yeah, Marcel Harris, but I think they'll play around with him a little bit more just to give more of those opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, I think it totally depends on Jaquiski Tartt's health. If there is a role change for Jimmie Ward, I think if Tartt misses a lot of time, then Jimmie Ward will, like Jose said, have to play more in that strong safety role with Travarius Moore or Marcel Harris kind of taking over the other spot. But if Tartt is healthy and in a contract year, he needs to be healthy to get that money. I think I can see him playing pretty well, and then Ward can kind of relax and be a free safety and kind of be what he hasn't really gotten a chance to do, be the same position 2 years in a row.
Sure. I think Ward's role is going to change not at all. I think he's going to be the same exact – he's going to be used the same exact way it was last year. But I don't think everyone realized – I know you guys do. But people who haven't watched film, he did play in the box a little bit last year. In the dime defense, he was the second nickelback along with K'Wan Williams. K'Wan Williams is a great nickelback. So Jimmy's not going to take his job. But in dime, they like to bring Jimmie down. They did in the Super Bowl and put Travarius Moore at free safety. What I could see happening is maybe the Niners decide to use more dime packages next year. I mean, they love using base and nickel because they're a zone defense team. But if you really have to match up man-to-man with some great receivers who have speed, then you've got to take linebackers off the field, and maybe that's what they'll do. Just more dime, in which case you'd see Jimmie near the line of scrimmage more. But it doesn't mean at all that his role has changed. It's just that the defense has changed.
Yeah, I don't know where that narrative came that it only happened in the Super Bowl. It was the one that stands out to me is when they played against the Rams in LA, and he locked up Cooper Kupp 2 plays in a row, 3rd down and 4th down, made one of the best slot receivers in the game look real basic. That's when I knew okay, Jimmie Ward is for real this season. He's coming out, and he did.
Good call.